Hi, my name is Jack, and I'm here to communicate about the history of mankind. Now, I've been in the dimensions for aeons of time, and in terms of the history of mankind, I have been participating and observing and discovering the outflow of events, let's say it that. And I'm certain the main question that exists inside human beings is, how the fuck did we get here? Yeah, if you look at this world, if you look at human beings, just take a moment and look at everything. You ask yourself, how did we get here? How did we become what we are? Why do we do what we do? How is it that everything came about? And I'm certain there's been many different views, many different opinions. But I have one that I myself experienced, I myself observed in the dimensions, in the interdimensional existence for a very long time. And in terms of the actual starting point or the actual cause, which is obviously the effect that we're experiencing now, I'm not able to pinpoint it, though I'm able to give you an overview and a specific penetrated direction of what all was involved. And what is necessary to be done, because certainly we're not able to continue. But obviously we're able to, but I'm certain the end is not one that we'd prefer. And I'll start with a long time ago. I was a very young little boy in this interdimensional existence, and I was very fond of reading. I was very fond of writing and observing. Through my observations, I would read and write. And during that time there were multiple planets. There was a galaxy, a universe, and there were multiple planets. The planets you see in your solar system today was the planets that was here, manifested, but not really as you would experience it now, see it now through your telescopes, your big ones. I am not sure what the scientific name is exactly of those, but the ones you're able to see the planets with, I don't know, stars, I'm certain, because you take photos. And all that exists here now, if you have a look at the Earth, the planets, the galaxy, the universe, that's what existed. And it was in an interdimensional vibration placement. In other words, there were multiple different groups of beings that inhabited certain planets here, and then you had on Earth specifically was the Atlanteans, because the Atlanteans' expression of sound went one with water. In other words, water is the actual complete manifestation of sound. Interesting. Water is exactly what sound, how I experience sound, what sound feels like, if I'm able to use the word feel. And this planet specifically was then of support to the Atlanteans. And then you of course had the main groups, which are the Sirians and the Serpents, the Anunnaki, the Martians. Then you had they're called the Leviticus, they inhabited Pluto, and they were also very much important. They basically assisted with the expression of nature. Interesting. In terms of, but basically each planet that you have in your solar system had a specific group of beings, a specific race of beings. Not only this, but now there are multiple planets in this existence, manifested, that had races existing on them. So let me continue. I was this little boy, and that's how the planets and the races were divided. Now each race had a specific expression, and exactly as you have here on Earth, you have basically different races. You have different races who have different expressions. But the one thing that is interesting is the following. Now this is including all of the beings who existed interdimensionally on planets. Now you're probably asking, but how is it that we became a 3D manifested existence? Well, that was mainly thanks to what's his name? Anu, Enki, Enlil, Marduk, Sirians, the serpents, the Leviticus, and the Martians. So the Martians were, okay, right, I'll get to the Martians in a moment. So everyone one day came together, well, not everyone, certain planets, mainly the ones of the races that I've just mentioned. They wanted to exist infinitely. Infinitely. In terms of the interdimensional existence, it was believed that you die, and that you have a certain lifespan. We could go up to about 700,000 years or something like that, Earth years, but you die eventually. And Anu and Enlil, Marduk, and Enki were reasonably young when we don't want to die. We want our legacy to remain infinitely. And their planet especially was in a great deal of trouble to a certain extent. Something happened there on their planet. Oh, they required gold. They required gold to sustain their existence interdimensionally. I'll tell you now where exactly their planet was, and it's not where it was always perceived to be. Thank you. This is Jack.